On today's show, we explore the difference between main character syndrome, the eye-roll, self-centered version we see online, and true main character energy, where you step into your life with confidence, intention, and a sense of story. So grab your popcorn, get comfy, and stop playing small in your own life, because it's time to movify your life, main character style. Welcome to the Movify Your Life show, the plot twist you've been waiting for. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman, and through the Movify Your Life method, I'll show you how to step into the starring role of your story and create a life worth watching. Every Movify Monday, you'll learn how to turn everyday moments into unforgettable memories, activate your main character energy, and use cinematic tools to boldly chase your biggest dreams, like the movie star you truly are. Because when the credits roll, I want you to look back at your life like it's the greatest film ever made, full of meaning, magic, and most importantly, zero regrets. And because I truly believe everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. So grab your popcorn, cue the music, and together, let's movify your life. Hello, and welcome to the Movify Your Life show. I am your host, Jessica Grace Coleman. I am the founder and director of Movify Your Life. You can find out more at movifyyourlife.com. If you are new here and don't know what I'm going on about, you can find my story there and everything I do in the Movify Your Life cinematic universe, as I call it, which this podcast is part of. Now, today I want to talk about main characters, you being the main character, the difference between main character syndrome, which is seen as a negative thing, and what I talk about, which is main character energy and stepping into your main character era, which is very positive. But before we get into that, I just want to mention something I watched recently because it is very main character-y, and it is Company Retreat on Amazon Prime. And this is the second season. The first season was called Jury Duty. It had James Marsden in it, who I love, and if you don't know anything about this, okay, so it started with Jury Duty, which was, I think, a few years ago now. And they basically told the people who were applying for this that they were creating I believe it was a documentary about being on jury duty. This is in the States, but it wasn't. It was a fake TV show that had been meticulously planned and scripted, and everyone was an actor apart from the main guy, the hero, the main character, who was just a regular guy, and he was part of the jury in this fake case. And James Marsden, the actor, was meant to be, he was part of the jury as well, and everyone else was an actor. And there were a couple of actors I think I recognised, but the guy obviously didn't, apart from James Marsden, he recognised him. And basically they do this whole thing where they set up the main character, the hero, I believe they call them, to either do the right thing or the wrong thing. And it's scripted, but obviously they have to do a lot of ad-libbing, a lot of improv, because they don't know what the main character is going to do or say. And it was really lovely, a really uplifting thing to watch. The guy they chose was absolutely lovely, like restored everyone's faith in humanity and in men and everything. And it was just so great. And then at the end, they do the big reveal and they show all the behind the scenes stuff. And the guy is like, what the hell? And I follow this guy on Instagram, and he has gone on to go to film premieres and meet loads of famous people. And I think he won a cash prize as well. The guy did in the second one, the one I've just watched, but I need to rewatch Jury Duty, which I'm going to do now because Company Retreat, the second one, was really lovely too. I've just watched that. I believe there's going to be a few episodes more behind the scenes of that as well, which is coming on Prime soon at the time of recording. And yeah, this one was a guy who was working as a temp to help out with the Company Retreat, Rockin' Grandma's Hot Sauce, which is a fake company, and the big baddies in this, like this big corporation who are trying to take over the family company where all the employees feel like a family and all that good heartwarming stuff. And they set him up in a similar way to either make the right choice or the wrong choice. Kind of in air quotes, but we all know what the right choice should have been. And they obviously nudge him in the right direction, and they have certain things that happen and they see how he reacts to them. And it's just the end bit, the climax was amazing. Again, they chose a really lovely guy, which I think helps. There were some comments online I saw. People were like, another guy, why couldn't we have a woman in the main role, in the hero role? And then some people said, no, it wouldn't work because a woman would would figure out straight away that it was a fake TV show. So I don't know about that. I think it depends on the person, not necessarily the gender. It's just really, really lovely and really uplifting. I was crying by the end of it because it was so lovely. And I highly recommend watching it. But they're basically thrust into the main character role, and they don't realise they are because they don't know that they're the only one who isn't an actor, obviously. So they think they're just a part of a group, and they don't realise that everything's been building up to them doing this heroic act, basically. And it's really interesting because it's like proper world building. They've created these characters, they've created this world, this set, and they've done loads of rehearsals, there's loads of crew, loads of cameras, loads of hidden cameras. It's like a huge, huge production, especially season 2. It was like 10x the first season production. They went into some of the stats on the show. And I highly recommend you watching it. And I highly recommend you watching it through the lens of what would I do if I were the main character, the hero, as they call it, in this story. Do I think I would have acted the same way? And it's an interesting little exercise to do, but I wanted to talk about that because it was on my mind. I finished watching it last night, and it also made me think a bit about Darren Brown's shows. He's done loads of shows. I love him. I'm seeing him on stage in a couple of months again, and he's done a few sort of world building type things that are quite controversial, and he's also set people up to be the hero of their story. I remember one, he set this guy up to be on a plane, and it was, would he have the confidence or not to take control of the plane when he thought it was going to crash? You can see why it's controversial. They do get a lot of psychologists in and therapists and things and help them through it afterwards and that kind of thing. And there was another one where he made someone wake up in a zombie apocalypse. Like, they created this world, got loads of actors, zombies everywhere. I mean, I'm amazed the guy didn't have a heart attack. Honestly, it is a very controversial topic, but they also set him up to be a hero in that world. And I think the people that are taking part in it come out the other end and say, the confidence this experience gave me is way more than any like anxiety or terror maybe I felt during the actual event. So I think people who come out with positive things from it, which I can imagine you would. It's a very interesting thing we have as humans. We want to create these fake worlds and put people in them and give them a heroic storyline, even though it's fake, because we love these stories. We love underdog stories. We love people being heroic. We love people standing up for the little guy, doing the right thing. And it really gets you thinking about what you would do in a similar situation. And also, do you have these moments in your life? And if not, like maybe you can manufacture some. I'm not saying create a fake TV show and put your friend in it or something like that, but it's an interesting way to view our life and the storylines we give ourselves. Because we can give storylines to ourselves. We don't have to just wait around and see what happens to us, is the idea. But anyway, yes, definitely check that out. Jury Duty on Amazon Prime. And then I think it's called Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat. I wonder if they do a third one, if they put a woman in the main character hero role. It'd be interesting to see. Anyway, that kind of leads on to today's topic, which is main character syndrome versus main character energy. What's the difference? Because I see this on social media all the time. I see someone posting something about themselves and all the comments are like, oh my God, this person's so vain. This person's so self-centered, so self-absorbed. They really think they're the main character, don't they? And it's like a really negative thing. And I Googled like the definition of main character syndrome, and Google's AI overview gave me this. Main character syndrome is a social media driven term, often main character energy, describing when someone views themselves as the central protagonist in their life, treating daily life like a film or story, which is very Movify Your Life. That is exactly what I talk about. But it goes on to say, it involves self-absorption, romanticizing personal life, dramatic behavior, and a tendency to treat others as supporting characters. So it's a bit more negative. And it's interesting because I talk about main character energy, but I do it in a positive way. And I do talk about how you're the main character in your life and everyone else in your life is supporting characters. But of course, in their life, they are the main character and you are the supporting character. So it's not about treating people badly or as inferior. It's just about recognizing that it's up to you to create the best, most epic storyline you can for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. So I wanted to just talk about that a little bit. So main character syndrome is the social media driven term, which is often seen as negative. And I talk about main character energy, stepping into your main character energy, starting your main character era. And that's all good stuff, because if you're not going to be the main character of your life, then who is? So it's all about going out there and making things happen for yourself. And if people think that you are self-absorbed or vain or anything negative, then I think that says more about them than it does about you. And maybe they're not acting like the main character in their own life and they're projecting that onto you. So if you go out there and do stuff, like I do lots of out there things for social media these days with me as the focus, because I am the face of my brand. If I get any negative comments, then I just think, well, that's saying more about them than me. And it's my job to be the main character of my life, just like it's your job to be the main character of yours. And I've been creating some posts on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram at Movify Your Life, Movify Your Life. And it's the same, Movify Your Life, on Facebook. And I do loads of different kinds of posts, but I did a series, I'm still doing a series whenever I come up with an idea. The sort of the main character series, and you can find it as a highlight on my Instagram post. And I'm just going to go through that highlight, the main character highlight, because I came up with some sort of ideas for main characters do this or they don't do this. And I thought it might be quite fun to go through them. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, sometimes I match the caption to whatever footage I have, but it doesn't mean I've completely made it up. Like it is to do with what I talk about in Movify Your Life all the time. And sometimes I just need to find some footage first and then create the caption. Okay, movie star, real talk. Are you tired of feeling like a background extra in your own life? Then it's time to step into the spotlight and activate your main character era. And I've got just the thing to help you do it. Grab my free Movie Star Alter Ego Starter Kit, your behind-the-scenes pass to creating the bold, brave, action-taking version of you who goes after their dreams like the star of a blockbuster. Inside, you'll discover how to design your alter ego, choose your transformational item, pick your theme song, and build the rituals and confidence cues you need to start living your life like the epic movie it was meant to be. So, if you're ready to rewrite your script, roll camera, and finally take the lead, head to movifyyourlife.com/free to download your free starter kit now. That's movifyyourlife.com/free. Your next scene starts today. And now, let's get back to the action. So, I'm going to go through them bit by bit, and I might read some of the captions, or I might just read what's on the screen for these ones. So, well, the first one that comes up on my highlight, so you can go to my profile, look at the highlights. There's one called Main Character. And the first one was the main characters do the inner work. And it's just footage of me going through my own book, actually. That's very main character of me, isn't it? I wrote a book called Write Your Life, which is very similar to Movify Your Life, but it was all about writing down your life like it's a fictional story and doing goal setting and stuff that way. So you can see how all my stuff evolved into Movify Your Life over the years. This was quite a few years ago. I actually wrote it during lockdown, first lockdown. So that's the first one. Main characters do the inner work. You've got to do the work on yourself, self-development, personal growth, goal setting, mindset work, because otherwise you're sort of not actively working on yourself, not actively working on your storyline, not thinking in these terms. And I spent years doing that. And it wasn't until I started consuming all this self-development stuff and writing it myself that I really started stepping into my main character era. And the song on that one is from the Hamilton soundtrack, the Work, the Skylar Sisters one. So I thought that was quite apt. The next one is main characters practice showing up every week. And there's footage of me with my mic, my Blue Yeti mic, which I use to record my podcast, which I'm using right now. And yeah, I show up every week. I do this podcast every week. I send my main character memo mailing list newsletter out every Monday, every Movify Monday, same day this podcast is released. If you're not on the list, by the way, head to movifyyourlife.com/free. You'll get on the list, and you'll also get my Movie Star Alter Ego Starter Kit free guide, which a lot of people have said they really enjoy and it's really fun. So go and grab that. And yeah, you have to show up every week. You have to be consistent, especially with something like this. For someone like me who's quite introverted, very introverted, shy, quiet, doing something that you can do every week is practice to put yourself out there. So either going on social media, doing a live, posting reels with like your face on, doing a podcast, doing a newsletter. Like a lot of this applies if you have your own business or your own brand, but you could also do it. You could post reels about yourself, even if you don't. If you have issues showing up online or showing up at all in your life, this is a really great practice to do. So I really like that one. The next one, this is a case of matching the caption to the footage, not the other way around. Main characters wear glitter if they want to. And it was when I went to a festival and had like a pink, purple glitter eye thing going on. Glitter makeup. And yeah, wear glitter if you want to, whether you're at a festival or whether you're just going to the shops. Like, as a main character, you can do whatever you want within reason, as long as it's not hurting anyone. And glitter is a great way to add some movie star razzle dazzle to your life. Why not? The next one is main characters answer the call. And the footage was me in IKEA in the fake tailor shop answering the old rotary phone and pretending I was talking to lots of different politicians for some reason. I don't know. Again, it was matching, coming up with the footage and then, finding the footage on my phone and matching a caption to it after the fact. But yeah, basically it's about main characters answer the call. Whatever that call is. If someone calls you with an opportunity, you say yes. If it gets you along your path of where you're trying to go anyway. Don't be saying yes to everything if it's not a hell yes, if you don't actually want to do it. But you answer the call, you look for opportunities, you say yes to opportunities when they arise, you don't put things off. And I think that's a really important thing for anyone, but main characters answer the call. The next one is main characters celebrate the small scenes. And the footage is of slow motion, me and my brother and my friend Phil doing a sort of slow motion popcorn cheers, like a celebratory toast with popcorn. It's from my movie-mentary, Movify Your Life, which you can find on YouTube, and the link is in the show notes. And it's all about celebrating the little things, the small scenes, the small wins. Why wait until something huge happens to celebrate? Celebrate anything good in your life, because we never know when it's going to end, basically. The next one is main characters keep going even when the path isn't clear. And this was footage of me getting lost in a corn maze in Vermont from my movie-mentary, from my film within a film, Veronica in Vermont. I had a lovely time getting lost in a corn maze in Vermont somewhere. Can't remember where it was now. I went to a few corn mazes. But yeah, it's about keeping going even when the path isn't clear. And especially when it isn't clear, because it's never really clear, is it? We can have an idea of the direction we want to go down, but until we actually start walking down that path, we don't know what's going to appear. We don't know where we're going to end up. And that's kind of exciting, even though it can be a bit scary. So we keep going, even when the path isn't clear. The next one, oh God, really embracing the cringe with this one, as I put on my story. It's about main characters. Okay, this is the caption. When was the last time you injected some fun into your day by having a parked car dance party? And no, I don't care anymore if people see me dancing like an idiot in my car. I was having a lovely time, and it's basically me dancing. I think it was dancing to a Les and Jake song. And this was a practice in putting myself out there, embracing the cringe. And, main characters embrace the cringe. Who cares? If people don't like it or if they think it's cringy, who cares? It's usually the cringy posts that actually end up getting you somewhere, getting you followers, getting you likes, comments, getting people saying, you know what, you gave me permission to go and have fun and not care what people think. And that's what it's all about. The next one is main characters keep moving, and it's footage of me on a train, like a time-lapse hyperlapse thing. Just keep moving. If you know which direction you're heading in, keep moving. If you never stop moving, if you never give up, then you will get there. I don't know what else to say about that. The next one is main characters toast to their success, even the little things, which is similar to the other one I did, but this time it was me and my friend Leona toasting our mugs together. So there's a popcorn mug and a Movify Your Life mug. And toast to your success, even if you haven't actually got to where you want to be yet. The fact that you're on the path there is something to celebrate as well. The next one is main characters aren't afraid to shine, even if other people don't like it. And this was a very weird piece of footage of me in IKEA looking at a mirrored tray that lit up my face. And I think I put it I've got my sound off, but it was to shine by Take That, which makes sense. But yeah, this is like the epitome of main character energy, shining, even if other people don't like it. Even if people go, oh, look, she's got main character syndrome. Oh, look, she's really vain and full of herself. If you're having fun and you're not hurting anyone and you're just living your life the best way you can and movifying your life, then keep doing it. Keep shining, even if other people don't like it. The next one it's not in the same format as main characters do this, but it's me opening the Audacity I ordered, and this is from my Movify Your Life movie-mentary as well. It was a sort of spoof of the Pulp Fiction thing. I mixed a couple of Pulp Fiction things together. There was me opening the boot of my car and finding a mysterious red briefcase, well, suitcase really, in there. And then me opening the suitcase and there being a big shining light in it, like when they opened the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. And I'd already filmed this for my movie-mentary, but I paired it with me opening the Audacity I ordered, and it's all about having the audacity to go after your dreams, the audacity to be the main character in your life, and just having the confidence to really go for it. So I really like that one. The next one is every main character needs great co-stars, so cast yours wisely. And again, it was me and my friend Leona. We did a bit of a content creation day together at our local hall, Bishton Hall. And yeah, you are the main character and you are surrounded by co-stars, and you are also the co-star in someone else's story. So surround yourself with good people who make you feel good, who are positive, who encourage you, who are supportive. If you have any of those energy vampires, like the people who drain you, I think you know what I mean. You have like 5 minutes talking to them and you're like, I can't deal with this. I'm like so sad now. So feeling so negative because of this person. Like, we don't need that. We need to surround ourselves with positive, uplifting, supportive co-stars. So I like that one. The next one is main characters create their own movie soundtracks for nights out, big trips, and special moments, using music as a trigger to remember the best times, even if they can't sing at all. And yes, this is footage of me and my housemates, my co-living housemates in the Basque Country in Spain. We were in a bar. We were singing along and drinking to Take On Me. And that song just kept popping up everywhere. It's like our soundtrack to that month we spent in the house. And whenever I hear it now, no matter what version, the Real Big Fish version as well, I remember that time and those awesome people. And it's such a great trigger. So it's all about creating your own movie soundtracks, whether that's for a big trip or just for a night out or just a moment. And I talk about soundtracks and music and the power of music all the time, so much on this show because it is so important. Okay, and the next one is, and yeah, I really can't sing, so that's why I added that, even if you can't sing at all. The next one is main characters carry their own light. And again, I was just matching this to footage of me when I went round Shakespeare's birthplace. Randomly enough, we went there one Christmas. It's not far from me. And they did a candlelit tour of his birthplace, the place Shakespeare was born. It's a lovely little old house. And they gave us fake candles, like battery operated candlesticks. And it was all very lovely. And yeah, it's just footage of me with my candlestick with a picture of good old Wills in the background. But yeah, we carry our own light. We make our own light. We step into the spotlight. So much stuff about light and main characters. And that's why I posted that one. And the next one is main characters feel the fear and do it anyway. And this is footage of my first bamboo tattoo, which actually wasn't as bad as getting a regular tattoo I've put. It didn't hurt quite as much, I don't think. But maybe I wasn't really with it. We went as a group of 4 ladies in Koh Samui in Thailand. We were staying at a writer's house, editing and writing work for this woman's company in exchange for room and board. And it was just so awesome. And we all went and got tattoos together as a kind of bonding experience. And my friend Mel hadn't ever got a tattoo before. And I went first and I was trying very hard to like smile and not show that it was hurting because I didn't want to put her off. But it didn't actually hurt that much at all. And you can see the footage if you want to on the highlight. You can go and see that. But yes, main characters feel the fear and do it anyway. There's no other way of doing it. You've got to get through the fear. If you put things off, you'll never get over the fear. And the more you do things that scare you, the easier it will become. The next one is main characters don't overthink things. Just try it and see what happens. And I'm talking to myself here. I like giving myself advice because overthinking is my favorite pastime, it would seem. But yeah, overthinking never gets you anywhere. You could think for 10 years, plan, ponder, what am I going to do? But until you actually start doing it, figure out you can do it, decide whether you like it or not. You might not even like it. Decide what works, what doesn't work. Keep going, trial and error, fail, fail, fail. And finally, you'll succeed. You've just got to stop overthinking everything and just try something, even if it's something small, and see where that leads to. And that's it. The last one is me cheersing with a golden goblet in front of a kind of Instagram wall in this place I went to film some course content. And it was a really cool old converted chapel, but it was absolutely freezing and it was under a flight path and it was an absolute nightmare to film. But this is just like a boomerang of me cheersing the camera. And it's cheers to all the amazing things you're doing with your one life on this incredible planet, because I think we should all, as I say, celebrate the little things, but celebrate the big things, celebrate amazing things, just celebrate what we're doing, because a lot of people never get the courage to go after what they really want. And if you're listening to this and you are trying to be the main character of your life in all the ways I talk about, then you deserve celebrating. Okay, so that's the end of the highlight at the moment. I'm sure I'll create loads more. Depending on when you're listening to this, you may have added way more posts. I'm posting every day on Instagram, so please go and follow me. As I say, I'm at Movify Your Life, MOVIFYYOURLIFE. And I hope this got you thinking about the main character era you're stepping into, the main character energy you're taking with you into that time, and focusing on the positive instead of the negative main character syndrome idea. And also go and check out Jury Duty and Company Retreat on Amazon Prime, because it will restore your faith in humanity and get you smiling from ear to ear. So thank you for listening. Please share this episode if you know someone who would enjoy it. And until next Movify Monday, I'll see you on the red carpet. Thank you so much for listening to the Movify Your Life show. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for the main character memo mailing list at movifyyourlife.com/list for exclusive tips, treats, and behind the scenes magic. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, leave a review, or share this podcast with a friend. Let's spread that Movify message far and wide, because everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. I'll see you next week for another Movify Monday. Until then, that's a wrap.